Of the Great War of the Ring, many songs have been sung and many tales told. The names of heroes like Gandalf the Grey, Aragorn the King, and Frodo the Ring-Bearer are greatly revered, and rightly so. Yet Sauron's grasp stretched much further than the lands of Gondor and Rohan alone, and his forces might have done great evil in the north of Middle-earth, had a handful of heroes not stood in his path. Their stories, too, deserve to be told. Pay heed now to one such tale, which begins here in the town of Bree, just a few short days before Frodo arrived on his quest.
Aragorn.
Eredon, well met. And in company with Andriel of Rivendell and Farin of Erebor. An unlikely trio to find walking through the doors of the Prancing Pony. You were at Sarn Ford last I knew. Do you bear news from Halbarad?
Yes. Grim news.
I feared it would be so. Quickly, tell me what has happened, but keep your voices low. There are unfriendly ears, even here in Bree.
3 days passed. The guard at Sarn Ford was attacked by 9 Black Riders.
Stand fast, Rangers!
We were overwhelmed, and the enemy passed into the Shire.
This is worse than I imagined. I know these riders. It is from Mordor they come. Our folk could not hope to stand against the 9 together. How bad were our losses?
Very bad. We tried to resist them, but they were surrounded by an aura of unnatural dread.
There is more you should know. After the rout, one of the Black Riders met with an ally, a man of great malice and power.
As our master commanded, I have stirred up the orcs of the mountains. Even now, I have a force gathering amid the ruins of Old Fornost.
Return at once and prepare your forces. We will have need of them soon.
My orcs will be ready. These lands have known peace for too long. They will soon feel the Dark Lord's wrath.
If this Agandaur has a force at Fornost, then our position grows all the more desperate.
But why all this force against the peaceful halflings? It can't be the enemy sees them as a threat.
I will say this much. There is a hobbit of the Shire who should be coming this way with a great burden. If it falls into the hands of the enemy, it will mean doom for us all. Now this hobbit is adrift on the road with enemies all around. I must find him before they do. And I need you to help me keep him safe.
You are my chieftain. I will gladly do whatever you command.
I'm a part of this now as well.
Then we 3 are of one mind. How can we aid you?
We must reduce the threat from the enemies gathered at Fornost. Travel there and do whatever you can to keep the enemy's eye turned towards you and away from the Shire.
Perhaps we will have help in this task. Elladan and Elrohir were in the north when last I heard. Any gathering of the enemy is certain to attract their attention.
Good. You could find no better allies than the sons of Elrond half-elven.
I hope we meet. But with or without help, the enemy will be kept busy. We'll make sure of that.
Приветствуем всех. Честно говоря, это, так сказать, не совсем ясно мне глава «Властелина колец» планировалась еще в самом начале, Но у меня была только знакомительная версия, которая постоянно вылетала. Что ж, будем надеяться, что здесь подобного не произойдет. Ну и, конечно же, да. Даже не знаю, как на это реагировать. Ладно. Да-да, может я все. Так, забыл, что я хотел сказать. То, что мне так до конца не удалось понять, как здесь все это работает. То есть, можно ли переключаться между персонажами в бою, имеет ли смысл между миссиями переключаться между ними. Точнее, мне говорят, что имеет. Но вот каким образом происходит взаимодействие, мне так и осталось неясно. Потому что если, допустим, мы передавали экипировку от лица одного персонажа другому, то если мы переключились за другого персонажа, этой экипировки у него почему-то не было. Так что я так подозреваю, что все-таки несколько разнятся их линии и слегка независимы друг от друга. Но это долгое и неуместное вступление, конечно, было. Надо посмотреть, с кем еще можем поговорить.
Welcome to Bree. You're a stranger around here. May I ask you a few questions?
Perhaps, but first tell me who you are.
My name's Otto Astor, and Bree is my home. I'm worried about the future of the town. That's what I wish to speak to you about.
Speak then. What concerns you?
We hear a lot of talk from travelers these days. Most of them speak of war and of a growing shadow in the east. The townsfolk just dismiss this, say it's far away and doesn't concern us, but I'm not so sure. You've traveled, maybe seen a few things. What's your opinion? Should we be worried?
There is much to worry about, and the danger is not far off.
I was afraid of that. If only I could convince others. But until then, I will have to take action on my own.
What do you intend to do?
I'd like to arrange for arming the town. We'll need more than pitchforks if we're forced to defend ourselves. I tried to convince a dwarven merchant to bring us weapons, but he refused.
It seems a reasonable request. Why did he refuse?
He seems convinced there's no market for weapons in this town, and said it wouldn't be worth his time.
Perhaps I should talk to this dwarf.
It's worth a try. His name is Groff. He's selling his wares from a market stall down the street. You might still find him there.
I shall speak with him and return with his answer. These people seem to have no notion of the dangers that threaten them.
What have we here? A stranger in town. A stranger's just what I'm looking for. Interested in a little harmless pastime? It's time to make some money from it.
What sort of pastime did you have in mind?
Why, nothing more than a simple game of riddles is all. I love a good game of riddles. But everyone in town has already heard all I know. I reckon I could stump you, though.
I am afraid there are other more important matters before me. Farewell.
Oh, my. Bless me if it isn't an elf maid right here in my inn. Pretty as a flower and all. It's been ages and ages since we had anyone like you in the prancing pony. It's an honor. That's what it is. An honor. Plain and simple. Oh, but listen to me prattle on. What can I do for you, lady?
What news do travelers bring of late?
Lately, the talk's mostly about trouble away to the south. Seems like there may be war or some other calamity brewing down there. Folks have been coming up the Greenway, or the old road from the south, looking for a place to find some peace.
I may have need of a few things before I leave Bree. Where should I look?
Well, we have stores and shops here in town.
but I suspect most of them wouldn't suit your needs. You might try Adelgar Oldbank's shop. He's got a collection of unusual items which might interest you. It's right across the street from here, on the corner. If it's repairs you need, try Elman Brushwood, our blacksmith. His smithy is just across the street, there on the corner.
I must be on my way.
Oh, you're an elf, aren't you? Sorry. You think I'd notice an elf walking into the Prancing Pony? I guess I've had my head in the clouds today.
You must pardon my saying so, but you seem troubled.
Oh no, it's no trouble. Not really. It's more like, well, I'm in love.
Surely that is a good thing. Tell me, who is it that you love?
It's Idona Bellflower, my childhood sweetheart. I always thought we were meant for each other, but her father doesn't like my prospects. He's arranging a match with the blacksmith.
A father's wishes are not to be set aside lightly. But what of Idona? Does she love you as well?
That's just it. I'm not sure. I always told her how much I loved her when we were children. It was all a game back then. Then we got older and it got so much harder to say.
If you love her, tell her so.
I want to tell her. I do. Look, this locket belonged to my mother. I want to give it to Idona as a token of my love. The chain is broken, and Elman the blacksmith is the only one in town who can fix it. If I take it to him, he's sure to suspect something and turn me away.
A simple matter. Let me take it to him.
Yes, that might work. Elman would never suspect a stranger like you. There's one more thing. Idona's father. He keeps a careful eye on his daughter and won't give me a moment alone with her.
I will take her the locket, and your words.
Wonderful! Just perfect. Take the locket to Elman at the smithy across the street. Once it's repaired, bring it to Idona and tell her I love her, and that I'll do everything in my power to make her happy every day we are together.
Very well. I will tell her.
And just one more thing. After you talk to her, could you come back and tell me what she said? One way or another, I have to know.
Certainly. I will bring you her answer.
Кажется, мне только ввязать во что-то, во что нам ввязываться не следовало, так еще выполняем роль посыльного. Ну или курьера, если так будет звучать благороднее.
There is little in the way of art or gardens in Bree. I wonder if the towns of men are always so dismal.
Well, bless me. If it isn't an elf walking right into my shop like something from an old tale. Welcome, welcome. What can I do for you? I hope you have a trinket or two you would be willing to sell. Nothing as wonderful as elf-made goods.
Do you deal often with my kind?
Not often, sadly. But there are still elves that wander from time to time through the Chetwood nearby. Sometimes I've been fortunate enough to meet with them.
В любом случае мы сейчас налегке и почти ничего из этого позволить себе не можем.
So, what brings an elf to my shop? Surely you don't need old Elman to set your equipment to rights. I thought you elves could conjure up magical swords with a snap of your fingers. At least according to the stories I was told as a lad.
I am sorry to disappoint you, but such tales are greatly exaggerated.
Guess I knew that. But there's no denying your kind makes some wonderful things. There's a hobbit here in town, Adelgar Oldbank. He's gotten hold of the odd piece of elven handiwork now and again, and, well, let's just say, I'd relish the chance to watch an elfsmith at work.
I would like to have this locket repaired. Are you able to do the work?
Let's see it. Looks like something might have been made in these parts. Maybe back in me old dad's day. Wouldn't expect one of your kind to have something like this. Where'd you come by?
You are correct. It is Bree work. I am having it repaired as a favor to a friend.
I see. Well, it couldn't be simpler. I'll just add another link. And it won't cost you but a single silver penny. There you are. Good as new.
I thank you. Farewell, Smith.
Ну, соответственно, я так полагаю, осматривать его товар еще рановато.
Well now, if you don't mind my saying so, you don't look much like a Breelander. Is there something I can do for you?
I have a favor to ask of you.
A favor? What sort of favor?
These people have need of arms. Will you bring a supply of weapons for trade?
You're pulling my beard. Weapons for these folk? They wouldn't know which end of the sword to hang on to. Might as well try selling shoes to hobbits.
The days of peace and comfort may soon be past for Bree. They must be prepared should danger come upon them.
I'll not deny times are growing dark. There's trouble all around. But you'll never get these folks to believe it. Life's been too easy for them for too long.
Not everyone is blind to the growing threat. It was one of the townsmen who sent me to ask this of you. There are others who are worried as well.
It'll take more than a few sensible folk to make it worth my time. These people are simple and peace-loving. It's plowshares they want, not swords.
They will learn quickly should trouble come their way. Surely you do not wish to leave them defenseless in their need.
You're right, of course. Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. At least I'd have no competition. All right, I'll do it.
Excellent. How long will it be before the arms arrive?
Some time, I'm afraid. It's a long trek to the Blue Mountains and back. Not to mention I'll have to convince my kin I've not lost my mind. Probably 3 months or more, I reckon.
Tell me of the Blue Mountains and your people.
The Blue Mountains are prosperous enough, although we find more iron than gold. We rely on iron working for our livelihood. That's why I'm here selling tools to the Breelanders.
I will let them know when to expect you. Safe travels, Groff.
Так, ну, по крайней мере, заблудиться нам здесь, скорее всего, не удастся.
Hello, is there something I can do for you?
I am told you are pledged to the blacksmith. How do you feel about that match?
What? Is my betrothal a matter of such importance that total strangers wish to discuss it with me?
I have a message which I cannot deliver without knowing your feelings.
This is all very mysterious, but if you must know, Elmwood Brushwood is a decent man who makes a good living, and he has my father's blessing.
That is not the answer of a woman in love.
Everyone says that in time we will grow to love one another, but Elmond does not have my heart.
If your heart is not given to the smith, then allow me to present a gift. From Rowley Appledore.
A gift? From Rowley? But I thought that is he. I'm sorry, it's just so unexpected. What is this gift?
This locket, which once belonged to his mother.
Oh, it's beautiful. But I don't understand. Why is he giving me this now?
He also wished me to tell you how deeply he loves you.
Rowley loves me? Still? We were so close when we were children, but I thought he had forgotten all that.
No, he remembers, and it means everything to him.
But this is wonderful news. Wonderful. Rowley's always had my heart, always. The poor, simple, wonderful fool.
He is awaiting your answer. What should I tell him?
Oh, please tell him I love him, and that we will find a way to be together always.
A pleasant message to bear. Farewell, Idona.
You're back. Did you speak to Idona? What did she say? I'm dying to know.
Rejoice. She loves you.
Wonderful, wonderful. I can't thank you enough, my friend. But wait, hang on. Oh, I completely forgot. Edmund must have charged you something for that repair. I owe you for that and for your trouble.
I am happy to have helped. Keep your coins for the future.
Well, if you're sure, thank you. I'm going to tell everyone how generous and kind you've been. It's a pity we don't see more elves in Bree. You're good folk, that's certain.
May the stars shine upon you both. Farewell, Rowley Appledore.
Did you speak with Groff? What did he say? Will he bring us weapons?
I was able to convince him. You will have your arms.
Excellent. My only concern now is the time it will take. What if we need to defend the town before the dwarf-made goods arrive? Maybe you could help me with that as well.
How so?
I can tell by your gear that you are no stranger to a fight. If you should have occasion to, well, let's say, recover any weapons you don't need, bring them to me, and I will pay you for them.
I will bear that in mind. Farewell.
Ну что ж, и напоследок, наверное, все-таки, наверное, немножко дискредитируем мудрость эльфов.
What have we here? A stranger in town.
What sort of pastime did you have in mind?
Why, nothing more than a simple game of riddles is all.
My folk enjoy riddles as well, but I have never heard of money changing hands over them.
It's simple. You stake some money and I ask you a riddle. If you give the right answer quick enough, I'll double your money. If you're wrong, the coins go to me. What is...
I am intrigued. Ask me your riddle.
First, you have to put up your money. How much do you care to wager? Remember, you stand to double it if your wits are quick enough. That's a good deal of money. But nobody gets the better of old Tedder Hedgerow when it comes to riddles. It's a wager. Now, remember, you'll have to answer quick. I won't give you forever with that kind of money at stake. Are you ready?
Yes, let me hear your riddle.
What belongs to you that others use more than you do? Oh, right you are. You're a smart one. Give me a chance to win it back, eh? What do you say to double or nothing on another try?
Very well, you shall have your chance. Let me hear your riddle.
What is it that's so fragile, even saying its name can break it? Oh, correct. You've a cunning mind, no mistake. Go again, double or nothing?
As you wish. Riddle away.
The more of these you take, the more you leave behind. What are they? That's the answer. I've been too easy on you, it seems. Go double or nothing and I'll stomp you this time for sure.
As you wish. Riddle away.
My life can be measured in hours. I serve by being devoured. Thin I am quick, fat I am slow, wind is my foe. What am I? No, that's not the answer. Looks like I'm the richer. Nobody beats a Bree hobbit for spinning out a real tough riddle.
Fairly played and fairly won. Now I must be on my way. Goodbye.
И все же интересно, какой ответ на финальной стадии. Хотя, может, я просто внимательно прочитал. Ну что ж. В следующий раз надо будет уже выбираться из этого городка. Но на этом пока что все.